Hi people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for my May TBR. May historically is one of the months where I tend to read the most, so I told myself to be extremely picky with this list, so I had to narrow it down immensely. And also though, with this year, May is also the month that I was hoping to find a full-time job, preferably related to my degree, since May will mark 1 year since I graduated college, which is such a bizarre concept to think about still to this day. Like, what do you mean I have a college diploma? But anyway, enough about me. The point is, I'm not exactly sure how exactly my reading month in May will go this year. But anyway, with that said, the first book on this list is called The Brightwood Code. This story is a YA historical fiction set in the aftermath of World War I. There's just something about, like, the aftermath of trauma or a historical event that's intriguing to me, because I feel like most historical fiction books are set during the event or the setting or whatever, but people don't always talk about, like, the aftermath. You know what I mean? Anyway, I trust this author so much. They Went Left was one of my favorite books of 2020. The Girl in the Blue Coat was absolutely so good. This book comes out May 14th, and I'm so excited to read it. Like, I don't typically read a whole lot of historical fiction these days, but it still remains one of my favorite genres. I love it so much, especially how it, like, remains to be relevant to this day, since history always tends to repeat itself. But anyway, the point is, I'm so excited to read this book. I'm absolutely so excited to read it. The next book on this list is called Thirsty. This story is a YA contemporary following a lesbian main character who's grappling with peer pressure and drinking. This book also comes out May 14th because, spoiler alert, half the books on this list comes out May 14th and the other half come out May 21st. But anyway, this book sounds like it's going to be absolutely so amazing and so well done, mainly because the author previously wrote We Dissolve Monuments, which I talked about recently in my favorite books with pansexual main characters. We Dissolve Monuments is such an amazing, awesome book that naturally I know that their second book is also going to be absolutely so amazing and so well done. Although I have heard this book is different than the other book in terms of, like, the tone and the setting and everything. But anyway, with that said, I'm just so excited to dive back into this author's writing, because the writing is so lyrical and so beautiful that I just know this book is going to be absolutely so amazing, even if everything about it is, like, different, if that makes any sense. Anyway, the point is, I'm so excited to read this book because I just love reading, like, sapphic contemporaries that, like, explore deeper topics in general. So anyway, like I said, this book comes out May 14th and I'm really, really looking forward to it. The next book on this list is called True Love and Other Impossible Odds. This story is a YA contemporary following a college freshman who invents a class algorithm that pairs everybody with a perfect romantic match, only to have everything that she's ever known thrown into question about love, identity, and the past. This story sounds like it's going to be absolutely so amazing and so well done. As per usual, I trust the author's reputation literally so much. Like, I love all of her previous books. I just know that her YA debut is going to be absolutely so amazing. This book is pitched as, like, Nina LaCour meets the half of it, which sounds amazing. Also, Jake Meyer Hollow, who's one of my favorite authors ever, rated this book 5 stars, which is all I need to know. That I know this book is going to be absolutely so amazing and so well done. There needs to be more college setting YA books. Also, I heard through the grapevine, and by the grapevine I mean Twitter, that this book is going to be sapphic. And I love a good sapphic college setting YA Asian book. You know what I mean? I haven't really read a whole lot of them actually, but I just know this book is going to be absolutely so amazing and so well done. It's one of my most anticipated releases of the entire year. I have very high expectations for it, so it better not only meet those expectations, but exceed them. So anyway, with that said, I'm really, really looking forward to this book. The next book on this list is called Have You Seen This Girl? This story is a YA thriller following a non-binary main character who's investigating a series of copycat murders based on their dad's MO, because their dad was a serial killer and he's now in jail, so he obviously didn't do it, but the town blames them. Basically, this book comes out May 21st, and I'm so excited to read it. Again, based on the author's reputation. My Spotify Wrapped last year told me that I only check out songs based on, like, artists that I've already known or that I've already listened to prior, and that is also so true based on the books that I read. So anyway, basically, this author debuted a few years ago with Who I Was with Her, which was absolutely so excellent, and even though that book was a very, like, touching, contemporary grief book, and this book is, like, a thriller, like, captivating book compared to, like, Sadie and, like, other thrillers like that, I just know that I'm going to love it anyway. Even though also, historically, I don't love thrillers. If I'm being completely honest with you, I typically don't love them, especially if they have, like, supernatural or fantastical elements to them. But anyway, I digress. The point is, I'm so excited for this book because I trust the author's reputation alone. And I just know this book is going to be absolutely so amazing, so queer, so sapphic, so thrilling. So anyway, with that said, I'm so excited to read this book. The penultimate book on this list is called In the Shallows. This story comes out May 21st, and it's a YA sapphic urban fantasy following two main characters who are unraveling a mystery connected to the ocean, which sounds so cool and so interesting. I think when I first heard of this book, I was reminded of The Last True Poets of the Sea, but I think it's more about the title than about the actual story, because I don't really remember the plot of that book, actually, except for the fact that it's really good and super underrated. But anyway, the point is, as per usual, this author debuted with Afterlove a few years ago, which was absolutely so good and so awesome, so naturally I'm so excited for whatever they're going to write next. And this book sounds like it's going to be so awesome and so sapphic and so queer. I'm excited for the mystery element too, not just for the queer representation. And, like, it just sounds like it's going to be so good and so awesome. And I have no idea where the plot is going to go. I'm just so excited to read it. This May, I'm going to be booked and busy, hopefully. So anyway, with that said, I'm really, really looking forward to this book. The last book on this list is called Noah Frye Gets Crushed, and this book comes out May 28th. I said earlier in this video that 3 of these books comes out May 14th, and the other 3 come out May 21st, but I'm incorrect because I forgot this book comes out May 28th and not the 21st. But anyway, this story is a middle-grade contemporary following a young sapphic main character as she is navigating first crushes, first kisses, and friendships. This story sounds like it's going to be absolutely so good and so amazing. This author debuted with Hazel Hill is going to win this one a few years ago, which I absolutely really enjoyed. So naturally, I'm so excited to read this book as well. I think this book will be a little bit more lighthearted than their debut, but either way, I'm just so excited to read it. I love the idea of, like, figuring out your sexuality when you're young, the idea of, like, why are all your friends obsessed with boys, but you're not. You know what I mean? It just sounds like it's going to be so good and so necessary and so fantastic. I think it's so important to read about young people figuring out their sexuality because it's so important to normalize queerness at a young age. You know what I mean? Anyway, I know I'm speaking to the choir here, obviously. Homophobes are not welcome on my channel. I'm always promoting queer authors and their books just in general. So anyway, I digress. The point is, I'm so excited to read this book. I know it's going to be absolutely so amazing and so happy and go-lucky and just so awesome. So anyway, with that said, this book comes out May 28th, not the 21st, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. So in conclusion, I hope that my May reading month is fruity, fun, and emotional, which sounds like a dichotomy. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the cheese emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!